All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Don Swiker. I'm going to call the Jackson County Board of Supervisors meeting to order on Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. To my left, I have Mike
Good
Steinis.
morning.
The right, I got Nin Flagel. We got Bjorn from IT. We got Lisa from the auditors. We got Luann, our executive assistant. We got Brittany from the press. And first up, we have visitors and citizens. I see we have Greg and Lisa, NEI3As. So
Hello.
everybody we need, do we just jump down and
You can, we don't have any.
would you mind? All right, I will, there's no more visitors and citizens, so I think we'll jump down on the agenda and we'll get Greg and Lisa from NEI3A and we'll get you guys out of the way, being you're here so promptly. Good morning, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Good morning.
I didn't, that other one was kind of muffled.
I don't know, Lisa, did you want to go over the ask or did you have any questions I should ask
The
first for the
request?
supervisor? Yeah, for the request.
What's that?
I didn't I was just asking if the supervisors had any, specific questions about our request or this
I
is just
guess
kind of
I'm
us.
We don't have anything here that was a current this year request.
Well, I think part of what's going on is there was some confusion. I had reached out earlier this year because we had not heard any response from our last year's request. And hadn't really gotten a response and then did finally get a response stating that you guys had wanted to chat with us about last year's request today. And then I also followed up with Luann asking what the process would be for next year's request because I also had not seen the application for that request come through yet either and didn't see any information on your website. So I guess I don't really know where we are in the process, what request we're looking at, and maybe
As far
we
as I remember, we in our budget, we approved $5,000 for this current year, if I'm not mistaken.
That's the question. Are because that's when I sent an email to you to say, do you want me to release it? And so I wasn't sure what the board's wishes were, so I didn't release the funds.
Okay.
So for 26, you mean 25, 26?
26, yes.
Okay.
And I guess the one question is where are we at? Could you kind of summarize the services you're providing in Jackson County again?
Absolutely. So services that we provide in Jackson County, I gave you an infographic, which is some of our highlights that I think got included through. But really the biggest kind of services that we're providing there, I'll give you our overall information assistance and options counseling are two of our really largest and most, I would say, prominent services. Those are services where really anyone who is 60 plus knows someone 60 plus, caregivers community can reach out to us to get information on really any aspect that they may need. They can ask questions about what services are available in the community. They work with our options counselors in home who really do a deep assessment to let them know what services might be available to help them age in place or in the setting of their choice. One of the services within that has been highly beneficial is the enrollment or application assistance, where we actually work one-on-one with consumers to talk to them about what benefits are available to them that they may be eligible for and help them find those applications and complete them. Because right now, a lot of those different assistance applications are online, and a lot of the people we work with have some difficulty navigating those online applications or just understanding the nuances of them. So we've been able to assist a large number of individuals being able to get those benefits that they really deserve and are and qualify for, that are able to save them large sums of money and get them additional services in the home or in the community.
What kind of
Other
services, application wise, are you talking healthcare services? Are you talking weather assistance? Are you talking utilities?
Mhm.
Any
You would
and
do,
all
yep.
of the. Go
I'm
ahead,
sorry,
Greg.
Lisa.
No,
No,
go ahead.
Yeah, like the LIHEAP program, we'd help people apply for that. SNAP food assistance. We do lots of Medicaid applications for folks. We would do like there's certain like Medicare kind of subsidies if you qualify on income. We're always trying to help people out with that. Rent reimbursement come January. We want to make sure people can reach out to us, and if they're having difficulty with those applications, we're happy to meet with them one-on-one to do that. Those are all things we really think is important for folks if they're struggling, making ends meet. Any extra money we can get in their pocket, as you know, again, most of them are on fixed income, so that's a big part of our outreach and kind of that one-on-one in-home services we do from like a social work standpoint.
Jackson County, can you give me a number of how many applicants you helped in Jackson County?
Specific applicants to Jackson County, I'm not sure. We'd help, about 250 people throughout the entire 18 county area every year with Medicaid applications alone. In fact, I was just looking at that from an overall standpoint. I can tell you how many people we've helped, like with the options counseling process, and anyone who received that would, or anybody who received application help would have had options counseling, I suppose. The other thing I'm sorry.
All right, can you tell me how people basically find out about you since you're like not in our senior center anymore or things like that? We're having a hard time getting information out to people. So with you not having a local presence, I'm just curious how.
Well, I guess, and to piggyback on that, our disability coordinator, Lene Birkin, we hired her after we lost her funding. So she could do general assistance. She could help people balance their checkbooks, find certain grants, apply for programs. We have SNAP at the hospital that helps senior citizens and stuff find the best healthcare coverage for them. So there's a lot of duplication of services, and without having a footprint in Jackson County, I find it hard to believe you drive from Waterloo or wherever, I don't know where your regional office is, Dubuque. Do you have somebody in Dubuque, an actual person on the ground, or that would drive all the way down to Jackson County to help sign somebody up to Medicaid?
Absolutely. We have social workers on staff that live in Dubuque County. Some live nearby in Wisconsin that help us in Jackson County. We do support folks in Bellevue to have a meal site there. As far as outreach, I think we're always looking to be at, health fairs, senior fairs, et cetera, that different community groups put on to make sure that people are aware that they can reach out to us for assistance. You're right, it's definitely difficult not to have that same physical footprint, that we've had in the past, but we're always doing our best there. The one nice, I should say, kind of benefit, with meals and, going to a more non-daily deliveries, we can help everybody in the county. So in the past, if you didn't live in Maquoketa or Bellevue, we didn't have a lot of help for you. But now, we're serving people in Sebula and Lamont and Andrew, Baldwin, which was something we weren't able to do in the past. So that's a good thing. As far as like the ship counseling at the hospital, that's really great. That's something we don't provide. That's a separate service, but we refer to that all the time. That's an excellent service. I think they were completely booked up this year really early for that health insurance counseling. But that's an excellent service. We really believe, that the ship counseling there is really great. So the last thing we ever want to do is duplicate service. If someone else in the community is doing it, we would be their biggest cheerleader. If the community doesn't have it going on or needs help with it, we want to be there and make sure they're aware. The other thing we're always trying to do is issue, like for meal sites, issue RFPs and requests for proposals. So if there's interested community groups who want to get something started, we want to help people with that the best we can. So we'll, let them kind of take a look at what's going on and sort of what the rules are. Sometimes community groups look at that and they're like, federal government, these menu requirements are a little tough for us. We can probably just, if it's like a church, we have a lot of this like around the area. A church group might just have a meal on Thursday nights. We'll talk to them and they might decide that it's easier to just fund it themselves. We'll always make sure to promote them and do everything we can for that. That's a big part of what we're trying to do is just promoting and what communities are doing and support them the best we can.
Well, I guess going forward, if we're going to spend Jackson County tax dollars, we would like to see a tangible, how are we getting benefit directly, whether it be the meals you're talking, how many
Sure.
meals would be in those areas. I know our senior center, the numbers have picked way up. And they're trying to serve a lot more meals. They're having a lot more activities and things. So we're trying to grow, but if we're gonna spend tax dollars, we need to know that it's actually being spent in Jackson County. So how many people are you helping get signed up on Medicaid? How many people meals are you sending out per year? Kind of
Mhm.
where we're going so we can have a tangible, this is what we're getting for our dollar. Because again, we don't want our money to just kind of go off in the governmental atmosphere and
No.
be absorbed somewhere else. We want to make sure we're getting back.
Certainly, and I think I don't know, Lisa, what you put forth in the application there. Usually, our ask is yeah, like associated to the dollars, the service dollars we spent in the area. Is that accurate, Lisa?
Yep, we do a request. We have a formula of a 3% request for the investment that we've made in the county. And we do that across all of the counties that we serve, just as a flat rate. I was able to pull up and it looks like we assisted about 65 individuals with application assistance. And it looks like we did approximately 125 applications somewhere between those 65 individuals. It doesn't tell me which individuals did what applications or anything of that. I do want to touch a little bit. I completely understand about, having it difficult for people to find us, but I think one of the things that makes us a bit unique in that aspect that we handle well is all of our consumers getting those home delivered meals or transportation services like that. Our staff is great about doing those touchbacks. So we don't just deliver the meals and then ever speak with them again. Our
Great.
staff is calling and doing follow-ups, and we always make sure that we're introducing and explaining to them that assistance is available for those applications. So
So
they
on
have a
here,
very stringent process that they go through to tell them what's available so that because we know not everybody knows what's out there. So
right.
we're making sure the people that we do see and work with, we're letting them know everything that's available for
On
them.
your application from last year, it says you helped 5,518 assisted rides for 127 individuals. Is that you guys providing rides or is that rides through the RTA?
RTA. We have a contract with RTA and we support them to do a senior
Paying for this
transportation program.
very same stuff too.
I'm sorry.
They are
Is that
asking
all?
us for money for the exact same thing too. So that's where we're trying to root through it because they have their handout, you guys have your handout. And we don't want to, as much as you don't want to duplicate services, we don't want to duplicate payments for the same
Sure.
services.
There's
Completely
another
understand.
email from Lisa and it says in fiscal year 24, NEI 3A served 569 Jackson County aging residents at an investment of $373,000. Well, can you elaborate on that a little bit? And do you participate in our local food banks and things like that, or no?
Yes, we're always coordinating with, food banks and food pantries, whether it's just knowing where all the food pantries are. A lot of our like referral line things, if it's, looking for general food assistance. And we have a waiting list for Meals on Wheels. So oftentimes our staff get creative on how to help people out the best they can. So in addition to the food bank, like I said, just kind of local, community meals, church meals, things like that, we're always referring folks to. Again, to your point, to kind of avoid that duplication, kind of be part of like this larger network rather than that. Yeah, as far as the investment, Lisa, I think you pulled that. Yeah, it was like a HAR report or kind of our main
Yep.
like reporting to the state, and that would exclude the costs. So both, contracts, right, to our vendors for meals, transportation. We also provide a lot of like respite services for family caregivers. And so we work with local providers for that service as well. And then in addition to like our staff doing the referral, is that most of it, Lisa?
Yeah, and I've got a bit of a breakdown here. So approximately $250,000 of that was in home delivered meal costs. Caregiver program was approximately $32,000. Let's see here, health promotion, nutrition education. And I don't have my bifocals on, so I apologize for the severe squinting. That would have been about 30,000. Transportation costs, looks like it was about 15,000. Home community-based services was about 11,000.
So you said 210,000 in home delivered meals to just Jackson County or to the whole area?
250,000. That's strictly Jackson County. These numbers are just county specific.
What kind of time frame?
That
Yeah,
would just fiscal 24. So
FY.
July to June.
How many meals is that? Out of curiosity. That's a lot of meals.
16,540 meals.
We generally think it costs about $2,000 per client per year for Meals on Wheels. That would be, if you think every day, so 5 days a week, right? We serve them. So that's kind of how we do our math. And we usually, I want to say, for 18 counties, the entire meal budget's like $2 million. So we do pretty well with Jackson County. That's testament to local advocates there. I'll name, Karen Osar, Bellevue does a really great job, always connecting people up to us. Kimberly Brugenworth does a great job. Sally Davy, we have, there's good local advocates that really help us.
Okay. Anybody have any
And-
for
I'm
them?
sorry.
What do you think about this year's allotment? Do you want to make a decision now or?
Well, I think honestly, for next year's budget, this year's allotment, I guess we committed to that 5,000 to you, so. I would say that. Without doing further investigation of really, the services provided locally, I would guess I'm committed to that 5,000, but. Again, moving forward, we're gonna have to. Look over the overall picture, I think, and see where we stand. Can we do it functionally, locally ourselves by committing to,
Yeah. Somebody want to move on the allocation or?
You just, if you agree to that, we'll just process the claim.
Okay,
it's in the budget.
If you agree, that's all I need is we'll just process it to the next claims period.
we okay with that?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get that processed.
Appreciate your support very much. Thank you.
Thank
You bet. Have a good day.
Take
You too.
care.
Bye.
Thank you. And I see somebody named Charlene jumped online. Do you want to introduce yourself for the meeting minute records? Charlene, are you there? Checking if you don't respond, we might kick out. We've had some audio issues in the past, so last chance.
Is there anything in the chat box or anything?
Uh-oh,
Does she have a microphone? Can you tell? You can't tell.
it's muted right now.
You can't unmute it though, right?
I don't know if we want to
Just
continue
leave
on.
it non-shared and they can listen.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, we'll go a little bit. Jaden, you're up.
Alrighty, first on our agenda is a temporary construction easement. This is for our 17th Street Bridge replacement. So last week's meeting was a temporary construction easement for our bridge replacement on 458th Avenue. This is for 17th Street Bridge. And this property owner owns all the way around the bridge, both sides of the road. So I would also like to thank these property owners for granting the county temporary construction easement to allow the county's contractor to do the work, staging area and whatnot. So it's very appreciated. So this one is from John and Donna Heckman Trust. They have already signed it and had it notarized. So our recommendation is to have the board chair signature or for the board chair to sign the temporary construction easement.
I would make that motion.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve the temporary construction easement for John and Donna Heckman Trust on 17th Street Bridge replacement. Any other discussion?
I would just like to thank, again, the local landowners for their participation in that. You know, it just makes it, like Jaden said, that much easier. Improvements are hard to come and they're expensive and it's hard to negotiate sometimes, but we appreciate their participation.
Just makes it a lot easier, helps us get the project done quicker if we don't have far to go and we can utilize property then. So we appreciate it. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
I'll just give a brief update. Moorhead Bridge, Schraders have done their, completed their fix as proposed by Origin Design. Tomorrow morning, we have Terracon coming in to do what is called non-destructive testing on the bridge to be honest, I've never seen it before, but it's what's recommended for this to basically identify if there's any other areas that need to be fixed, welded, and to verify that the fixes that have been made are sufficient, because you can put new load on that bridge.
I mean, they're gonna drive something heavy on
No, take a blue light.
I think the method they're using is called mag particle, and I'd be honest, I don't know what it all entails, but I'm gonna be there to witness it tomorrow. But we'll see what comes of that, and if all goes well, we will then follow up with Origin to do their overall bridge inspection to reopen the bridge. So timeline's still unknown, but we're making progress. And with that, the Channelworth, I'll give an update on the Channelworth Bridge. We actually have a pre-con tomorrow with Taylor Construction, and so I'll know exactly when they want to start. I'll have a better idea tomorrow, but it's kind of been relayed that they're thinking no later than February is when they would want to start work. So
Okay.
I do foresee the month of January some construction starting out on Channelworth. And then last, just want to, I think you're all aware that last week we our office went to Des Moines to receive a smoothness award from the Asphalt Paving Association of Iowa for our Z34 overlay project. Was recognized as the for 2025 smoothness award for the smoothest secondary road project in the state. So
Make sure you get that in the paper.
yeah, I'll actually, they sent me a folder of everything, so I'll send that to you. Yeah, yeah.
Also send it to the DOT that 62 from. Memphis paved hard surface road in Jackson County.
You good?
It probably is.
Also.
Their road.
DOT meeting tomorrow up in Dubuque, so.
It is tomorrow.
Stay my peace, yeah. I hear all about autonomous cars and things at these meetings and how they're gonna fix these roads so they can do this and that. I said, I'm really concerned about resurfacing 10 miles.
It is bad.
I'd like to touch on that Moorhead a little bit.
Mhm.
So any other findings that we should be concerned about that bridge? I mean, we know what it looks like and we know the age of it and,
So the contractor, when they were out there doing their repair, they did find a crack somewhere else in the bridge, and in coordination with Origin, we had to do a repair on another location on the bridge. So there is extra cost. I don't have the final bill yet, but with all this, I guess worst case scenario, say this non-destructive testing comes and it gives us the worst case news. I guess it'll be a decision then what we really want to do. Do we want to leave that bridge closed, or do we want to pursue opening still? And keep in mind that last year we applied for Moorhead Bridge for the County Bridge Construction Fund, which is an annual grant. That's how we got awarded $2 million for Chunwood, $2 million for Iron Bridge. Well, last year we were unsuccessful. It's going to be our application again this year. I'd like to believe we stand a good chance of getting awarded, but even if we do, replacement from notice of award, replacement's still about 3 years out from that. So I guess we'll just hopefully we
We'll see
don't
what
have
the
those.
testing says, but we don't want an unsafe product.
Right.
We don't want.
Yeah, so I know it's gonna be it could be a tough decision to make, and I know some property owners may not like it, but it's just for everyone's safety, and we're trying to do what we can with the funds available. Because we have other bridges too that so desperately need money. It's just trying to balance it's a balancing act, so.
Right.
But there wasn't to answer your question, yes, there was an additional spot that needed to be repaired that has been made, and we'll see what the testing determines tomorrow, hoping for the best.
Okay, we appreciate it. And,
Thank you much. Keep up the good work and keeping the road cleared and rocked and all that kind of stuff over the winter. We appreciate it. We're doing pretty good so far. It'll get a little
Heard nothing
dicey
but
this
things
week.
over the snowfalls.
Yeah, it's like thank the guys for their efforts. That's pretty nice. That last weekend was the first time they hadn't gone out in a couple weeks for a weekend. And it's gonna get a little warm this week. Hopefully it doesn't thaw too much, but
For this rain.
Yeah.
Well, thank God we missed some of that. I was on my way to Des Moines and thankfully missed that little incident down by West Branch, but no, we was in West Des Moines and we got about 5 inches again, so it was
We're
a stay-at-home deal.
on the edge of.
it looked out again.
Thank you very much, Jaden. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next up from our zoning department, we have Rebecca Fuha. Hey,
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey. So the big picture with ordinance 319 that was adopted, which is the new zoning count, Jackson County zoning ordinance, the full rewrite that was signed 11/25/2025. And to do that, it repeals the prior zoning ordinance text and replaces it with new rules. Staff discovered that the repeal language in ordinance 319 is broad, so that if it was read strictly, someone could misunderstand it to mean all prior zoning related ordinances were repealed, and that is not the board's intent. Ordinance 321 that we're asking for the public hearing for, it does not change the zoning rules. It only clarifies that adopting a new zoning ordinance does not undo past zoning decisions. Ordinance 319 has the old zoning rules, the ordinance text, definitions, standards, procedures, and it is not meant to repeal past rezonings, zoning map changes, zoning fee ordinances, and such as that. These are standalone board actions and should stay in effect. So ordinance 319 replaced the zoning rules. Ordinance 321 simply makes it clear that past rezoning decisions and zoning map changes will remain in effect. Ordinance 319 has been adopted. It is not yet in effect. We want to clarify before it takes effect, which will avoid confusion later and future challenges. So asking today for a public hearing for ordinance 321, hearing date of Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. And Luann will publish to the newspapers under the 10 and 20 day notice rule.
what date was that again?
January 13th to 26th.
Yeah.
I would make that motion to approve the public hearing to a date for Tuesday, January 13th at 2026, that
I was gonna say at 2020. There you go. I was like confused. There you go.
on 2026 at 9 a.m.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve a public hearing for the proposed ordinance 321 for January 13th, 2026 at 9 a.m. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye,
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
and thank you for your work on that. If you take your time and read that new one, the pictures, explanations are very helpful.
They are very helpful. Yes, the illustrations.
Yeah. So if there's something in specific you're looking for, you can actually find it and tells you how to measure from here to there. And
User friendly, not just for the administrator, but for the public.
Yeah.
The supervisor.
no, hopefully it makes your job easier too. And, irate customers, if you will, sometimes there's an explanation for it. So
That's right. Yeah, we have rules that we can go back to.
thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Lisa, you're up.
This morning, I need a motion to approve the December 9th, 2025 board proceedings and work session minutes as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspapers.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve the December 9th, 2025 board proceedings and work session minutes as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspapers. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I need a motion to approve and authorize the auditor's office to issue warrants in the publication of the claims listing in the amount of $216,661.53.
Move to approve.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve and authorize the auditor's office to issue warrants on the publication of the claims listing in the amount of $216,661.53. $0.53. And understand a good bulk of that was rock. And there was some dental insurance and stuff and non-departmental was the two big expenses and
A lot of fuel,
a lot of
a
fuel.
lot of fuel.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all that I have for the board today.
Cool. Becky, you're up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So just one thing for you today. So Luann Goki has served as the executive assistant to the board for the last 13 and a half years, and she has decided that it is time to retire. So although she has not given an exact date, she is anticipating it being mid to the end of January. So in order to proceed with recruiting for the vacancy, today I'm going to ask for a motion to accept the notice of retirement from Luann Goki, executive assistant to the board.
I'll make that motion.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nin, second by Mike to approve the retirement letter from Luann Goki for her 13+ years and much appreciation for all the support and everything you've done during our time. And you've helped me learn quite a bit in the last 3 years. And I'm sure I've been probably a little bit more of a pain in the posterior, but we appreciate everything you've done, Luann, and good luck going forward. Hopefully fun in the sun this time of year kind of thing. So.
Yeah, I'd first like to thank you also for you were here when I started and helped me through little situations and bigger situations. But thank you for your service and enjoy.
Yeah, the knowledge background will be missed.
And all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations. We should feel like we should have a drink or something.
Why do we do this?
There, I got water. Yeah.
I done the voice last night.
Thank you very much, Luann. We appreciate it. We'll be missed. So,
That's all I had.
all right, thanks.
Right.
All right, so Luann, you're up.
No time off.
That's right.
Back to work. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much, and I will be missing all of you as well. All my friends are at the courthouse these days, so.
So usually in the military, when people announce a retirement, you're like, all right, what's T minus? What's the countdown? What day? You haven't given us a day yet.
I haven't given you a date
Well,
yet.
we can't ask what the countdown is quite yet, so.
Next week, maybe.
Next week, maybe. Once
Depends on us.
everybody- How anxious are you to have?
She's
to
one
leave?
bad day away from saying I'm done.
How much we pitch after, you're like, you know what?
Yeah, I don't need this anymore, right?
Yeah, you know.
Do I have to come back from the
mornings? I would just not leave the house, no.
All right.
All right, calendar for this week. At 10 o'clock this morning, we have the rescheduled RPA meeting. I assume you're going to do it by Zoom because we're not gonna have time to drive to Dubuque this morning. That's for Don and Min. At 11 o'clock is a work session on my position and what you want to do with that going forward. At 4 o'clock is a virtual aging and disability town hall meeting by Zoom for any of you. And 5 o'clock tonight is the conservation board meeting in Hurstville for any of you. Tuesday, December 7th at 11:30 a.m. is the annual DMATS and RPA 8 board meeting with Stu Anderson from the state. That's up in Dubuque for all of you, any of you. Thursday, December 18th at 9 a.m. is a housing trust fund meeting by Zoom for NIN. And at 6 o'clock is a Limestone Bluffs RC&D meeting by Zoom for Don. Monday at 1:30 is a waste authority meeting at the transfer station for Mike. And our next regular meeting will be at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, December 23rd. We'll be going into Christmas shortly after that.
Mhm.
So this morning, the only other business I have is an appointment to the Together We Build board. The supervisors have some appointments on that board, and our appointee Will Cornelius is leaving. And I have one application for that position, which is Amber Solomon. So I'm looking to, it'll be a.
Right now, she
position.
currently helps the board with all their digital marketing and tracking and trying to get their exposure out on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. And she's kind of been essential in kind of getting the footprint out a lot bigger which has been helping rent that place. It's starting to kind of gain traction a little bit, so.
Now I'll make a motion to approve that appointment.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve Amber Selman to the Together We Build board starting in January. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Welcome aboard, Amber. We appreciate it. So, cool. Anything else?
That's all I have for you today.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Boards and commissions.
Coming by the transfer station this morning. Progress is being made. All the steel is off the sidewalls. I assume they were taking it off the roof at the same time and replacing trusses, and so I did have a few calls on it that it was, why take so long? Couple expletives words in there, but just understand, we are making progress, and we all thought it was gonna be sooner. You deal with the insurance companies, you deal with investigations, of course, investigate that fire and to get a deal made and transaction and supply chain. It just takes time. And again, we apologize for the inconvenience. They are open. We decided to open for, smaller personal refuge, if you would, from personal trucks, pickups, cars.
Basically just not the large contractors.
Well, they can't accommodate that in the other buildings, or they're in the other building, loading the truck from the rear with a skid loader, so it's all work in progress, and
Well, I would like to
it's not a money saver either by any means, but.
I would like to commend the workers out there trying to do their best to accommodate the citizens of Jackson County. It's been very easy to just kind of leave it closed, but they're trying their best to give us some capacity back, understanding that we have the legal issues and the supply chain issues and the investigation issues and all that kind of stuff. So my hat's off to them. They've been diligent trying to get it open as fast as, in some capacity, as fast as possible, and we'll get it open at full capacity
As soon as we can.
as soon as we can. It isn't an
Or as soon as
intentional.
we can, it's not really.
Yeah, it's not an intentional delay on our part. It's just unfortunately things happen and we got to play the hand we're dealt, and they've been most accommodating out there. So I commend them and do it. Do you have anything new?
No.
The River Management Authority had a light schedule, so it was going to be moved till Tuesday. Then we ended up canceling because there wasn't much on it. And the Iowa workforce, the only thing that was done is we had to reapprove the new joint agreement with the South Central Workforce Development Board to form the new Eastern Iowa Workforce Development. And all 22 counties signed it, so it's bona fide now. We're official. So the Joint Commission can now actually meet and start doing things and making decisions and formulating monies and working with the state. So it's bona fide now, so it's up and going. Other than that, Together We Build, we met last night. Things are chugging along. We're getting towards the end of the management agreement with the fairgrounds, and we've got things kind of ironed out going forward in January. Rentals are up a little bit. Things are going as good as they can right now. So they're working on the front doors, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully we can get that figured out and keep the doors from leaking. We were told that Jeff can't spray them with a hose to make sure they don't leak. So we're gonna have to look at the fix and pray for rain at some point. Hopefully when it doesn't freeze, so we can make sure they don't leak. But they did have a furnace issue they're getting worked on. But other than that, everything's going good down there. So that's all I got. So
If there's no further business, I make a motion, we adjourn.
I would second that.
got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to adjourn. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Have a good day. Enjoy the warmth.